Hello and welcome back to the Friend or Foe Esports Winter Invitational. This is a all-star style tournament where teams are made up of entirely one role from the previous year's Friend or Foe Esports season. However, in this game, there's a Friend or Foe Esports team that is composed of staff members only, and they actually, as a team, don't play one specific role, as one would expect. And Team Mid has a few players who actually switched to mid at the start of KMS.
Yeah, this should be a fun one. I mean, this is a bit of a David and Goliath situation here. Probably not going out too far to say that Team Mid is the heavy favorites going into this match.
I think really good preparation from Friend or Foe Esports. They did ban the Pro DH's Lilia. If he ends up picking it, he can play at top, mid, or jungle, and he's just so proficient on the champion that his team, which was PTP, actually didn't lose a single game that he played Lilia in last season.
That is pretty cool, but unfortunately we're not going to get to see it. Team Mid banning out the Leona as a Leona main, as one of those degenerates. I always hate to see that. But also the Kayle and the Amumu off the table. Amumu a little less dominant at the beginning.
Hold on. We just got a 20 gifted subs from Firewolf250. Thank you so much, man. It's $100. We really appreciate it.
Excellent. And with that, I'll go back to talking about how obnoxious Kayle is, and I'm thrilled to see her banned.
I am similarly thrilled to see that Set is labeled Samira and we only see his chest.
Yeah,
a little bit scuffed, but I love it. I'm unsure if that means that's a Set lock-in or a Samira lock-in.
It is a Samira. Alright, the notable absence from our last game, we had the Jhin ban, but Samira did not show up at all. Right off the bat. And the Rengar. Okay, we got a game.
Open. Dude, FOF has a chance now. They gave Beanjars one trick.
Beanjar, the one, the only, the legendary #1 Rengar North America. First draft pick for LCS.
First pick.
Beanjar's Rengar.
Beanjar's Rengar. Don't talk about Beanjar's Hecarim, though. Only the Rengar. We pretend the Hecarim isn't something he's played.
My team lost to it once, but we don't talk about that.
Sad. Meanwhile, Friend or Foe does pick up that Orianna for the mid lane.
Yeah, great, solid mid laner. I think Ori seems to be doing pretty well in the preseason. I mean, Ori's one of those champions that never that bad of a choice. She's always at least decent in any comp, any situation.
Most unpickable mage ever made. She has just enough utility, just enough damage, good enough laning, and she scales fine enough to be basically pickable in almost any situation. Victor is a classic pick into her. He's really similar in a lot of ways to Orianna. They're both robot people, for one. And for two, they both deal magic damage. And for three, aside from that they're mages, they also scale at about the same time and do have very easy ways to force priority in the mid lane. Victor did get a minor rework in the preseason. He now no longer has Hex Core and instead gets stacks from killing minions or champions. And every 100 stacks, he does get to upgrade an ability like old Hex Core. He gets 20 stacks per killer assist though, so he scales quite a bit faster than he used to.
Yeah, Victor very strong. An interesting build you can do on Victor right now due to preseason madness. One of my friends has been doing this. You can go Muramana into Imperial Mandate because his W evolve slows to all of his abilities, so Imperial Mandate adds 60 to 100 flat damage on everything he hits. Very powerful. Does it what?
Will it play twice on a Z? That'd be wild.
Probably.
I feel like it has a per target cooldown, but if it applied twice on a Z, that'd be pretty.
No, it doesn't have a per target cooldown. That's why Imperial Mandate is so strong.
So Tsukini does get her one trick. She basically only plays Nami, so that Friend or Foe got both of their one tricks on their team. Those are the only two that I know for sure pretty much only play one champion each. Instead, we see a Rammus ban followed immediately by a Jhin ban from the opposite side. There is
Rammus
now no good AD carries left over not named Misfortune, so I would expect Team Mid to ban the Misfortune and really gut Friend or Foe Esports' comp here.
Yeah, I think the Misfortune would be a really good ban here. We saw last game with that Caitlyn. Crit 80 carries are just really hard to get off the ground right now.
3-4 items before they deal damage.
The Casio, I like that a lot. One thing we were talking about in pre-production, Street Smurf, the diamond player on Team Mid, is a really terrifying player on a select few champions, the main one of those being Cass. So, like, even though he won't be going mid lane, glad to see that he's not going to get that champion anyways.
Yeah, I agree. Casio can be kind of flexed into the top lane, and especially if this is Beanjar's Rengar top, which I expect it to be, that's a pretty annoying matchup for Rengar because she outranges him and can ground him. So
Yeah.
I do expect. I don't expect anything off of that. I think that was a really good ban though. And response from Team Mid is they banned once week's only champion in Jarvan.
Interesting. So they're also assuming that the Rengar is going to be top. Oh,
Kane gets picked.
speaking of powerful champions in the preseason, I believe Kane is the second highest win rate in the game after Kale. I might be wrong. I haven't checked
He's
recently.
quite strong. I
He's
think the
definitely
Kane
strong.
is a kind of bad pick here, though. There's only
Why is
range
that?
champions from Team Mid, and Blue Kane is nothing special.
Right, because that's Samira. I keep staring at those beautiful collarbones and thinking it's set.
Yeah, those set pecs, just so nice looking that we can't even begin to assume that it isn't that champion in the game. He's not in the game. There is an Ornn in the game, so there's at least one melee champion for this Kane to get stacks off of. And then I assume this last pick is going to be Team Mid's jungle. This could be some crazy flex with Ornn jungle, but I don't expect it to be. And it looks like it's going to be an AD Shyvana.
Ugh. Shyvana is... I don't know, that seems like there's a champion that the FOF team is going to be able to outplay at Shyvana, because that champion is one ability. And if you can dodge that, she's gone.
AP Shyvana is pretty weak. AD Shyvana also struggles a little bit in the preseason. So I think that Shyvana is a really interesting pick, who is kind of forced to take a while to scale. I do like the synergy between the Kayn and Mordekaiser lock-ins, not because it's actually very much synergy because they don't have an AD carry, but because Kayn looks like he's wearing Mordekaiser's armor.
Yeah, so is this... Huh.
Rengar
Mid
ADC?
Ori 80 carry?
I kind of feel like it's Rengar ADC.
That would be spicy. I would not want to play Rengar bot into Thresh Samira.
That does not sound very fun. I agree.
That
I have no
sounds
idea
like a very
what
good way.
FOF can pick or can flex to the bottom lane. It could maybe be Mordekaiser. None of his abilities are blocked by Samira's wind wall. So that
Yeah.
could be the case, but I think that's
Or-
pretty interesting regardless.
Yeah, or the Orianna, just a ranged champion.
Yeah.
That being said, whatever goes down, anything
Pain?
except Mordekaiser.
I don't know. I think that Team Mid probably wins just because. Wait, they don't. No, they have Samira. Excuse me. I thought that was set again. I think it's competitive already. I think it's competitive.
Yeah, I think the only way that Friend or Foe is able to come out on top of this is
Insanely fed Beanjar.
Yeah, basically pulling the game down into madness and then coming out on top of that. If this game goes in a typical sense, players aside, Team Mid wins this.
Hard agree. I believe we are about to move into the game. Here we are, and it does seem to be Rengar bottom with exhaust.
Well, it's a bold choice.
Well, now we know. Mordekaiser is probably going to be where Kayn is looking to spend most of his time in this early game. Red Kayn is perhaps the most overpowered champion at the moment. So I do believe this Ornn is going to get camped just for those stacks. Street Smurf's Ornn is an unproven field for sure.
Yeah, I like what Team Mid's doing a bit out of the Poseidon Gaming playbook Street Smurf's team from season 2 that was basically if Street Smurf wasn't on Cassio, he was on a safe utility pick like Galio. So putting him on
they're
the
gonna
Ornn.
kill Neko. This is tragic. This is the saddest thing I've watched today. Forced to flash. Oh, Beanjar!
Oh,
Showed why he one tricks the champion. That was clean. I don't think he needed to exhaust though.
You know, at that point, getting Beanjar rolling is so much more important than conserving summoners.
That's true.
So
Imagine if he dies at level 2 now, though.
That'd be bad. Also, he backed, so he might be late to lane.
Why is Sheridan
he's almost certainly gonna miss CS.
Mordekaiser doing the walk of shame back to the top lane after not even getting an assist on that invade.
All right, first blood on Beanjar, but now they just miss a lot by virtue of not even being in lane on time.
That is quite weird. He also soaked XP mid lane, so Evolve Noob will be getting a level. Also, Beanjar losing quite a bit of HP trying to go in on level 1 onto Chris Sunga's Thresh. This is probably one of the best champions for Team Mid in this game. Beanjar is going really deep here with no W. Gonna lose about 75% of his HP. He does actually come out not too bad. He does have 2 pots in his pocket, but still losing a decent bit of his HP there.
Yeah, I think that was a really big mistake for him, though, to back there after getting that first blood. He was able to pick up that longsword, but now they've lost the push in lane. And I have to imagine that when Rengar's in bot lane, he has to be pushed up at least halfway so he can use the bushes. Because under turret, what can he possibly do?
He's actually down a level in this lane after getting first blood. This is so sad, actually.
What looked like a great level 1 out of Team FOF has turned into just disaster. Mordekaiser's down 10 CS, Beanjar's down 11. This is not looking good.
Yeah, global CS leads coming out from Team Mid. This is a pretty big wave bottom. Oh, Sue's so dead here, right? There's no way you live. You don't have a heal on your AD carry. He took exhaust and he used it to kill a Shyvana. Raptor finally coming to the top lane. Smurf maybe going to lose his life here on this gank. No one's saving any kind of mobility to follow a potential flash from this Ornn. So maybe he does live. Oh, Sheridan gets the flash through on the melee auto attack. And instead of Ornn escaping, he flashes back forward towards Red Team's tower.
Yeah. Good to get some gold on that Mordekaiser and get some stacks on that Kayn. Like you said, he wants to be up there attacking that Ornn.
There's a lot of people coming for you, Raptor. You're not going to have easy access to that Scuttle Crab. Both Scuttle Crabs actually going to Team Mid here.
That's very good for Neko X getting that Shyvana back into the game after that unfortunate level 1.
Beanjar is trying to set up a slow push so that he has enough minions to really fight with the Rengar that you would expect to see. Instead of the early game plan working perfectly, he actually ended up pretty far behind in this lane. Okay, he has all of his stack. He might go for a triple Q. Oh, doing a lot of damage here. That was actually clean. Oh, maybe Chris Sunga's Thresh dies here. He does indeed. ProDH is also here in the bottom lane. Gonna get exhausted by Beanjar and maybe die to Raptor's Kayn. Not quite. Beanjar also survives, taking some tower shots. And instead of anything else, they trade a summoner spell for Chris Sunga's life.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge for them. Especially getting that flash out of Samira, just giving Rengar that much more potential to... Yeah. Because I feel like if Rengar isn't aggressively pushing for kills in this lane,
Echo, you have
he'll
no
just
flash.
slowly get choked out.
Okay, the thing just spawned, so maybe Neko will go for it. I really doubt that it's a good idea. ProDH is also here. There's a lot of low HP bars.
Ocean Dragon does a lot of damage.
It also slows you. Raptor are almost going down. Oh, okay. Chris Sunga does get that nice hook onto Beanjar's Rengar. Gonna go down. Sue walks up really far here. No cooldowns are up for Chris Sunga, so she probably just gets away all right. once weak in the mid lane, not a ton of farm, still looking pretty weak. And instead, Ocean Drake does go over to Team Mid.
Yeah, lots of action going on. So Team Mid coming up out on top there, 500 gold ahead, 500 gold ahead, somewhere around there.
How does
And the
Shyvana
first
have
dragon.
Fury? How does she
How
have
does she-
Fury if she doesn't have ult yet? She's like 50% Fury.
I have no idea how Shyvana works. I have not played that champion in like 3 years because who would want to play Shyvana?
Weird. I have no idea where she has this Fury from, but she does have Fury.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Kerrigan only has 18 CS top lane.
Whoa! 18 CS into Street Smurfs 51. Oh, 19. Huge
19.
increase.
Ready? Are we going to see 20? Nope, not
Nope,
quite.
not quite.
Almost
Well.
missed it. He's gonna walk up. Oh, he's up to 20. 21?
Yeah, and we're seeing here Ornn is actually a very powerful combatant
21.
early in these lanes. They have 3 people top, but they're just letting Ornn recall. I would have loved to see FOF at least look for something there.
It's pretty funny to note that despite these CS advantages, it is actually not even, I wouldn't even call it a lead of any kind for Team Mid. Okay, Beanjar goes in onto the Proteage, does so much damage to this Samira. She almost goes down. Oh, barely! Does actually manage to escape just fine with without a Samira life. Street Smurf also getting smacked by these two. Holy crap, Ornn does a lot of damage to that Kane. Raptor's Kane probably gonna go down here. Is it worth it for your stacks, man?
That is a level 4 Kane.
Okay,
Street
Raptor's gonna 2v1 on Ornn. Run! Raptor, run! No! No!
Oh, he got the 2v1. That's gonna be hard to come back from.
That's tragic, actually. That's so bad for FOF.
Yeah. And
Orange Kerrigan TPing back in with his teammate already catching the wave instead of teleporting mid lane to catch that wave. Pretty interesting decision making there. Probably doesn't main top lane, that's okay. Neko does take the red buff away. Still level 5, doesn't really have any kind of kill pressure as a result. But instead of any kind of kill, a blast cone is killed instead. And oh, there's a lot of red side pings. Neko wants to go in. But
yeah, both these junglers are really low level. I can't imagine Shyvana can get too much done without her ultimate. Oh.
Oh, Beanjar does actually 0 damage to Chris Sunga's Thresh there. Maybe heals them. Chris Sunga potentially going down, does have to flash away. Sue misses the hook. Excuse me, the bubble. The Proteage gonna escape just fine. Beanjar getting really low. Does make it out okay though.
Yeah, it was a pretty aggressive force there by friend or foe. I mean, Beanjar just ulting in pretty much entirely by himself. They do get the flash out of the Thresh, but I don't know how big of a deal that'll be.
Thresh flash is a pretty important flash. It does enable him to make all kinds of aggressive plays. Is that a still level 4 Kane, or did he just hit level 5?
He just hit 5, looks like. Though, really, this is Chris Sunga we're talking about here. There's a reason he's the tournament organizer, not the one of the players. How important could he make that flash even be?
That's messed up, man. Why'd you do him like that?
He's just here to get carried by Street Smurf's Ornn, apparently.
Yeah, I guess we're all here to get carried by Street Smurf's Ornn. This thing is insane. Neko, you did not pick up the eye.
Oh no!
That's gonna despawn in about 3 seconds.
Does Neko realize it?
She
no!
Never picked it up.
Oh, you hate to see it. That's the kind of mistake that I feel like everyone's made that a couple times.
Going back, looking lost. Just walk back and forth in a circle, not knowing what happened to the Eye of the Rift Herald. It does not pick it up, does not have it. I think that's pretty weird, and I think that FOF is maybe positioning to try to counter gank the Shyvana as she goes to go farm some more.
Yeah, Shyvana finally getting that level 6, so the champion actually has, you know, a
Presence.
second ability to use. Though it does appear that this is going to be some form of AD or on hit, maybe tank Shyvana, not AP.
Tank Shyvana is a little better right now. Sue just being left to the wolves. Oh, does
Nice
actually
flash.
manage. Beanjar going in for some reason. Makes it out okay. Never mind. I don't know why I got so excited, but he did live. This is could be a 4v4 here. Street Smurf does
Yeah.
have teleport, and Jurgen does not. So it could go a multitude of ways. Instead, oh, there is an Oriana. Shockwave does pull two. Once week gonna take out Neko X, and Evolve Nuke flashing in a straight line, trying to escape Kane for some reason. Chris Sunga does eventually come. The blue side teleport for Street Smurf is canceled by Sherigan, and
Wow.
he does not get to join the fight. Sherigan's ult does stop Orange from potentially changing the game.
Really clean play by. Oh, and the teleport
Oh,
top.
and then once week CPing with no
Wait,
mana.
that's a very low. Wait, that's a
And
very
now
low
it's
health
me?
Oriana.
What's happening?
Oh,
He just killed two people again.
oh no!
Oh,
That was going so
no.
well for FOF.
Oh no.
Well, I guess the Frenchman in the top lane is just gonna try and 1v9 this game.
As it would turn out, once weak, still weak. Especially when you walk in at 1/3 HP and no mana.
Once weak, always weak. Pro DH with the clean Samira W right after getting hit by a projectile.
Indeed. That's the best one to go for, actually.
Yeah, it's more about sending a message. Like, I don't even care to actually block your skill. That's how little it does.
I'll face tank this Bola, then
Exactly.
I'll block your abilities.
So, is there any way... Can we see how far on the passive evolution Kane is?
If I had to guess, he's probably about 75%. Oh, he is
He's
actually
ready
ready
to
to
go
become
blue Kane.
Shadow Assassin. So he's probably just gonna wait out the transformation here. is my guess.
Yeah, he has the Gore Drinker and Conqueror. Definitely not gonna
Yeah.
go Shadow Assassin. I had someone in one of my games recently go Gore Drinker on Blue Kane, and it was
Not as
a
good.
lot worse than you'd even expect it to be.
Not as good. Yeah, for sure. Beanjar's gonna
And-
totally take that blast code. I feel it in my bones. There he goes. He took it.
Going back
Nothing
over.
happens as a
Where's
result.
he going? All right,
You're
guess
just going right
back
back
around.
to win. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Never mind. My bad. I
All right,
thought
so
something was gonna
comp-wise-
happen.
FOF
Oh.
actually way more in this game than expected. Street Smurf is a problem.
Why are they
but
fighting Street Smurf? He's just gonna do it again. It's gonna be.
Well,
He's gonna pick up 3 this time.
They
It's
have
gonna
three
be
people
3
this
kills.
time.
So Sherigan does not choose to ult him, which is good because he would lose the numbers advantage they have. Street Smurf
Okay.
doesn't even use his own ultimate. He does have no flash. I think if he ulted, he potentially kills all 3.
You know, we're gonna say Street Smurf is a good enough player. He knew that the
Not
Oriana
to
had
use
ult.
his ult, yeah.
Because, you know, you can interrupt the Ornn second cast of his ult with CCs. That was obviously the game of chess going there. Once week in Street Smurf are just that good of players.
We have
that was a really big
complete
shutdown.
idiot, maybe like bottom tier player shitter in the chat saying that Ornn needs buffs. You're wrong. Champion's insane. So just please calm down. So instead, I think this Ornn is maybe going to 1v9 the game, and I don't know really if FOF has an answer to it. They have very limited ways of killing things.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, as fed as this Ornn is, you can only carry so hard with an Ornn.
Oh,
And
that
then,
was
like,
nice!
damage-wise.
What was that? Holy crap, that hook was insane. Also, Ornn's score looking pretty nice right now in this game, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. Yeah, I honestly, FOF is way more in this game than I expected. The gold actually slightly in their favor. Pro DH not looking as scary on the Samira as the
Lilia.
Samira's win rates may suggest. That
The
being
win rate's only like 49%.
yeah, it can be a little hard to gauge. Samira is at like a 75% ban rate.
That is true. She
Which
has a
means
fat
that-
fan rate.
Yeah, just not many people are actually practicing her, so you can imagine that not many people are playing her properly.
This is BM, Street Smurf. That's BM. You don't need to do
Street
that.
Smurf with the proxy, though. Once we coming up again
Well,
at
once we-
less than
no,
half HP.
Like, no ult either.
Really good cancel by
That's just
Sherigan.
Oh, they
nice.
used the shockwave. That was nice. Street Smurf actually going to go down again. I
Okay.
do believe that's a Rost coming through from Raptor. He did finally reach that transformation, I think. I might be wrong, but I think I saw that Rost ult.
Yeah,
That is
that's
indeed a
Rost.
Rost ult. So Pro DH is really low here in the bottom lane. I think if Beanjar's ult is up, which it is, he might just go for it.
Also, Neko X and the Shyvana, we haven't seen much from her for a while, but going the Eclipse.
Eclipse Conqueror is the
That is
build
a
of the day.
spicy Shyvana build.
Indeed it is. I don't have a whole lot else to say about it. That's pretty
I
interesting.
can't imagine that's typical, but I'd like to see. I mean, Eclipse is a very powerful item right now.
Didn't Sheen just get changed so it's better on Manaless champions?
Yes, it did.
And she had a recruit. She was building her Blade of the Rune King and sold her components.
A lot of Shyvana's damage is also
Auto
magical,
attack?
so the lethality is not as good. But
It is
we'll
not.
see. Maybe Neko X knows something that we do not. I am.
Oh, Beanjar gonna do a ton of damage to Evolve Noob. Doesn't even care that he might go down in exchange. Does not. Neko X getting blown up in the backline. You have very little tank stats, and your closest thing is an Eclipse. And now Sherigan's TP coming through. That felt like it took an eternity to go up. I don't know why I felt like I was watching that teleport for years of my life. But he does come into here. They are DPSing down this first Soul Drake. Street Smurf's teleports coming in. This fight just never ends. Neko is going to maybe escape with her life. Raptor does actually continue to survive in this fight. Sherigan overextending, taking a lot of damage. Pro DH has Samir ult up. Doesn't actually drop it until a little late, I would say. Pro DH does go down to Raptor and Beanjar. Beanjar dealing a ton of damage. Raptor is completely invincible. Red Cane is really fair at the moment. And instead of anything happening in favor of Team Mid off of that Ornn teleport, there's just a bunch of kills going to Fender's.
Yeah, I think honestly, if FOF wins this game, we should retroactively take Street Smurf's MVP from
Take it away.
Season 1 and give it to Beanjar.
Give it to Beanjar.
I think
agree.
that is now what's on the line here. I'm sure everyone agrees with me. I speak for all of us when we say that's what the people want to see here.
Yeah, I'd say credit where credit is due. The Pro DH is making Samira look pretty balanced right now, so good job on that, man. Feel the pain, says Beanjar in all chat in the game. Unsure why we're seeing that on stream, but we are. So, interesting gameplay thus far. Chris Sunga hits him with a "you're fired."
Abusing
Beanjar still
his
in high school.
position.
Beanjar still in high school. Child labor laws are in his favor. Can't just fire him like that, Koshi. There's so many laws against that. He's not gonna let that happen.
Yeah, I think we should actually revolt against Koshi for that, abusing his power as tournament organizer. Again, you know what? If FOF win this game, I think Beanjar should be the new tournament organizer for all of the FOF organization.
Oh, Beanjar taking a ton of damage, actually. Oh, nice hook! Follow-up from Chris Sunga. Beanjar does just ult and run away. It's not a big deal at all. Sherigan and Raptor dealing a lot of damage to Street Smurf. A lot of damage, of course, is relative. He is a tank, so there's no such thing as that much damage on a tank. Nobody went to help defend the tower, so it just died to minions. Beanjar one-shots the Pro DH's Samira. Lilia is not in this game. That's what I almost said. Neko X is really trying to go for this Rengar. Rengar just flying all over the place, killing Chris Sunga. Sue is being ran down by the other girl in the game. Neko X's Shyvana is actually going to take her down, but maybe dying to the minion wave. If not to the wave, definitely to Beanjar.
Here comes the Beanjar. Honestly, I would have liked to see Shyvana just go for the execute there.
Or at least dying to only Nami. I agree. Instead, she gets solo killed by an Orianna, which is actually a lot of gold in a really good place.
Yeah, I mean, nice to see Neko X get on the board. Not sure if it's totally worth it, though this game is certainly delivering in the action department.
This has been... There's more kills in the game than there are minutes. By the way. This is what you have to see from Friend or Foe Esports if you're a organizational fan and not a player fan. Oh, actually, once we've taken out Evolve Noob in a 1v1 solo killing his opponent, that was pretty nice.
Team Mid's mid laner is getting diffed by Once Week. That is not what you want to see.
Maybe finally strong.
That being said, the Victor still has a ton of CS. I do think we should be looking to evolve Noob as the potential way to get back in this game for Team Mid.
Yeah, I think
he has so much CS and Victor
also,
can get a lot of work done.
Yeah, also I was just realized Victor, late game Victor plus ornaments sounds really good. Beanjar just sitting here waiting for somebody to come out and die to him. Oh, Chris Sunga not even given a shot to live. Does hook the Raptor camp, but he can't even follow that Q2.
Yeah, and like I said at the beginning,
Kerrigan also probably going to meet a similar fate. You need to ult at Snecko X, man. You gotta ult her. Oh, he did. He did ult to Shyvana.
Does he even win it, though?
He's just going to stand there and auto-attack instead of any kind of kiting, which is how Mordecai Zero would win that exchange. And instead going to go down to Snecko X, the lethality Shyvana.
That is spicy, and it seemed to work there. Lethality Tiamat.
Dude, I don't know how closely you followed the preseason item rework before it was actually released on live, but the two really just let that happen in Raptor. That's messed up. But there was a Tiamat lethality item that got removed because it made Talon too good.
Oh, I did not see that. I am glad it got removed though, because
that sounds
of all
so
of the champions
fun.
that I don't want to see, it's Talon.
I love me some Kazakhs, so I would love a lethality Tiamat item, but it's gotta go. It's gotta go.
I think it's a pretty good trade-off to have to decide between being able to shove a wave and getting lethality.
Agreed. That is fair. That is fair. Mid turret does go to the favor of Team Mid. There is only 2 towers taken in this game. Beanjar dealing so much damage to Neko. Neko maybe just going down to Raptor here. Really early ultimate from a Red Chain. Not what you really want to see. Does not even have his Board Drinker back up. Trade of junglers here at this Drake fight. Tons of damage coming through from that Orianna Shockwave on top of a Nami wave. Street Smurf does drop his ult really far in the backline. Meanwhile, Sherigan is 1v4ing the backline of Team Mid. Beanjar is hitting the dragon. It's a mess of a fight. Street Smurf does eventually get some CC down onto Sherigan. He's still alive in this backline. Beanjar finally coming back here. Chris Sunga's also still alive up in the front lines. And maybe this Drake goes to friend or foe. You have to hope it does after how long this fight has gone on. But Xneko X has respawned and is running straight to this Drake. So is Kane. He's a little bit faster because he can walk through walls. This Drake does AoE. Stop standing in a line.
Yeah, and honestly, Team Mid's carries are just not showing up in these fights. Pro DH and Evolved Newbie just haven't gotten anything done. Street Smurf and Neko X and Chris Sunga have made a lot of space, but ultimately they need someone else to come in and actually kill these champions.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, I definitely agree. I think that Chris Sunga and Street Smurf have been the shining diamonds in this game. I do think that the Pro DH is put in an awkward situation. He is off-roll against a Rengar AD carry, which is really weird. Not something you would probably ever assume you'd have to play against. So I do kind of feel bad for him in this game.
Speaking of which,
Rengar is lurking. He's dead. That's dead. Dead Samir. Oh, Street Smurf showing up to help his boy. Beanjar gonna ult away and run. He's gonna Depingu them on his way out, though. Is he gonna go back for the Samira? Is he going back? She does get to complete her bid. Instead, he's gonna look for Neko, who does actually manage to escape. Nobody's dead, including Beanjar.
Rengar is just such a fun and balanced champion to get to play against.
Rengar is really bad right now, so I'm actually pretty impressed that Beanjar has managed to get any kind of lead for himself.
I'm glad Rengar is bad. He's not a champion that is good for League of Legends, in my opinion. But Beanjar definitely getting a lot of work done. He's clearly very practiced on the pick.
Street Smurf's actually split pushing bottom lane. he definitely can get away with that because he has teleport, so this Baron is maybe not something that can easily take. There's no minion wave, so Shuriken is just taking this tower with his whole HP bar.
Good trade back from Evolved Newbie. And he get the second.
Barely gonna die. Raptor actually taking a long time there. No Beanjar in the top lane, so Raptor and Sue are all that's here. I actually think they win because Kane's really fun to play against, but instead, Beanjar's going to take 2 whole mid towers all by his alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad for Team Mid. That's a lot of gold just going even more onto this Rengar.
Yeah, I feel like in this situation where you just don't have damage threats on your team, Rengar is really hard to deal with.
Yeah, your only damage threats are carries that are either, in Samira's case, extremely squishy, or in Victor's case, extremely immobile.
Yeah, and I mean, the Shyvana can do damage, but I feel like the Shiv is not the pick you need for, you know, your only damage source. And honestly, Once Week looking way stronger than Evolved Noob on this Orianna.
Yeah, he's actually, despite the CS difference, probably up quite a bit of gold. Could we actually see the number, Mr. Producer? Orianna is actually, they're almost dead even in gold. Orianna's almost only up like 30-ish. So, oh, now it's 100 because he instantly killed a minion wave, because that's what Orianna does. But it is actually completely negligible gold difference in the mid lane.
Yeah.
That just goes to the power of minions, though. That's a lot of CS difference.
I would imagine, though, if we could see the damage graphs, which I know we can't right now, Orianna would have done a lot more damage to champions than this Victor. We've seen multiple large shockwaves that have turned fights in favor of FOF, and again, this Victor, except for getting tower dove when he got 1 kill, just hasn't done anything this whole game. He sat back and farmed, and
he does have the second most gold in the game on this Kane.
Yeah, this is a big Kane. Do we have any grievous wounds on the side of Team Mid?
Everyone's here, or not everyone, just 2 here to kill Streetsmurf's Ornn. It is taking a while, but it doesn't seem like they're in any danger of dying. Actually, Beanjar is suddenly very low. Streetsmurf maybe gonna take out the main.
Whoa!
Is he gonna kill Once Week too? He is! Oh, the Ori Shield does get her out. Shuriken's being ran down in the top lane. That was a huge moment for Team Mid to make a big play, and Raptor is only here at the very back end of the fight. He does get to dive the backline here. Sue's ult only hits Shyvana. Eventually, there's going to be a Kane ult going down onto the Proteus. I can't imagine once we come down here with very much HP. Raptor is in there doing a lot of damage, though, and instead of anyone dying, it looks like Raptor is going to deal so much damage that he does survive. Proteus does ult in onto Once Week. Once Week does go down. 2 ults in 1 fight from Samira, showing off the power of the champion.
Yeah, really big turn from Mid there. Obviously, heavily facilitated by Street Smurf 1v2ing the 2 most fed people on the enemy team. But finally, with those 2 threats out of the picture, Evolved Noob and Proteus were able to actually find their footing and make something happen in a fight.
Got 2 augments off of that.
That's really big.
Oh, what?
Oh, Shuriken flashing in.
Oh, Beanjar annihilating the Proteus. It's not close.
Oh, 80 carry in 2021.
Shiv also has no smite. She used it in the fight, so.
And Mountain Soul is on the map for FOF right now. Team Mid, off of that great swing for themselves, taking a greedy Baron, and now they're going to give up Soul Point, most likely. And
thank
Neko
God that we don't have to see a Mountain Soul Ornn. Thank God.
Yeah, that would be a tanky horn blacksmith.
I see Mortal Reminder, but I actually don't know what the other item is from this guy. It's an Edge of Night. Okay.
On
so
who?
Ornn on Rengar. Rengar does have some crit items, so we might see an Infinity Edge coming through as a last item.
I feel like Infinity Edge is just really weak right now unless you have 4 other crit items when you buy it.
It's pretty
3
weak
to
for
4
sure.
at least.
It's an attack speed item, so it does look like he's playing a 1v9 in the game and go split push.
Yeah, that's what he needs to be doing. And we're seeing not necessarily the first, but most of the ornaments come out now. Shyvana has the Syzygy or Syzygy, depending on how you want to pronounce it.
Ziggy. I have never seen that item name. I do believe that's upgraded Eclipse. It is upgraded Eclipse.
So I actually had to look this up. I thought it was like an error or something. A Syzygy is actually some sort of lunar event comparable to an ellipse. So it is a real intentional word. But I just think the name Syzygy
Hey, there's a fight
is
happening.
hilarious.
Why are we looking at Syzygy? Street Smurf
Oh.
taking a lot of damage. Beanjar does flash out. This is going to be a challenge for him to navigate. Does have his W. Does actually lives for a lot longer than I had anticipated. But his team is nowhere near Baron, so they can't pick it up for themselves.
Yeah, big shutdown for X-Neko X2. X-Neko X having kind of a slow early game, but really starting to gain steam here with the Syzygy Titanic Hydra Shyvana. Importantly, also with that Bramble Vest, again, Grievous Wounds against both these comps are important things to
Bramble
have.
only works on auto attacks now, so it actually doesn't matter a whole lot against both. Like Bramble only
that's true.
applies Grievous on autos. Oh, misses that W. Evolve Noob annihilating Zucchini.
Big
Maybe this
pop on that
game does
Nami.
go in the favor of Team Mid despite the soul.
It is starting to look like Team Mid's stronger team comp is starting to gain more traction here, even though FOF had that explosive early game.
Oh wow,
One thing-
Syzygy is bugged and actually gives an insane amount of stats according to Firewolf 250 in chat. So it actually
Oh.
gives about 36% life steal on gold. Pretty good. That was so much damage. The Kane plus that. Kane. Oh, red team does steal the Baron Masher. It is Beanjar that picks it up. Raptor deals a lot of damage to that. Excuse me, the Reaping Sledge. Street First still alive in the back line. No one's even close to dying. Deals so much damage in this fight anyway because takes are really fair. Sherigan does go down. If you can survive, please do so. We don't want the only Baron to be on Sue.
They have it on the Nami. Yeah, we're finally starting to see Evolve Noob actually finding his place in these fights. He got
That was the
worked
bola
on
of a
on the point.
lifetime.
I must say I'm very impressed with our FOF staff members making
This
this
is the most
quite a competitive
insane
game.
I've ever watched. Why is this as close as it is? It's just a battle, 24/7.
Yes, the Samira though, still only with 2 completed items. Definitely not what you'd hope to be at 33
And,
minutes.
like no crit when the champion really, really needs crit to be effective.
Yeah, it
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like the Rengar is such a threat. They're going Guardian Angel second, or as the second legendary instead of a Bloodthirster, which just does not feel good.
Yeah, that's quite sad. There's just not enough peel for this Samira to assume that she's not going to get one shot by Rengar.
And that is the joy of Rengar. Oh, well, there's also Red Cane diving, so honestly the Chain Vest is getting a lot of work done. It's
That's
just,
true.
and this Guardian Angel that Samira just finished, but really that Samira is not going to be a huge damage threat until she gets at least one more item. I mean, though Collector is still the Collector.
It is indeed. I think
I'm
we
getting
got a
deja vu with that
mid.
location bot
Oh,
lane.
weird. This is weird. I don't like how much this feels like I've seen it before. Oh, is
Last
he gonna
time-
just lose that? Oh, Guardian Angel's gone, and maybe his life.
Oh,
Yep, the life as well. Oh, nice E from the Samira. Neko coming in to save her friend, trying her best, dealing a decent bit of damage to this Rengar. He does actually take down that tower. The TP is stopped in the top lane. Actually, it was in the mid lane. My bad. Neko is going to get exploded by Rengar eventually. Big fiery ram in the top lane, sending another big fiery ram into the Mordekaiser coming in from Sherigan. No neutrals are up, so we have to just wait and see what FOF opts to do with this man advantage. It's actually not even a man advantage. It's just now support before.
yeah, I would like to see. Honestly, right now, Sherigan, we haven't touched on him much. I feel like he's barely shown up this game. But I feel like Sherigan could probably still threaten the Samira quite a bit.
Yeah,
Since
Shuriken is it 3 items, which are all pretty strong items for the Mordekaiser.
Yeah, but I don't think Sherigan can handle anyone else. Though Evolved
Elder
Noob does
Spawning.
have the mana immune on the Victor.
If you look down in the bottom right, you can see that Elder timer. It's coming up in about 20 seconds. This is going to be the deciding team fight of the game. Whoever wins
Almost
it is
certainly.
definitely going to be taking it. So get your predictions in chat. Cheer for your boys now, because it's not going to be very much longer that we're in this game of League of Legends. Beanjar is getting chased down right now. He might just get picked and lose his team the game. He does ult out, and Sherigan is teleporting down. Maybe somewhat preemptively. ProDH is alone in the Dragon
Just
Pit.
patch out though.
Does use
That's a
that.
big cooldown though to push off of the Rengar.
Yeah,
So he's
ult is
still
pretty low cooldown.
okay.
I
He
don't
just
know.
came out of the stealth.
It's pretty fine, I think, because he is going to be fighting in the River, which is where Rengar is at his strongest, probably, other than maybe the red side jungle. If they can stop Street Smurf from getting off this ram, that'd be really good. It doesn't happen, but he only knocks up Rap Terror, so it doesn't actually do a whole lot for the team fight. Once Week is nowhere to be found. Stu not getting any damage done. Beanjar fails his flash over the wall. Evolved Noob probably going down to this Rengar. But Sherigan in the backline dealing as much damage as he can. Streetsburg zoning off Beanjar pretty well, actually. Neko healing almost to full HP from like 1 or 2 auto attacks. Beanjar is still alive, still can carry this fight. ProDH in the backline also still alive. Does eventually go down to Raptor's KW. And we're going to see probably the red team in Friend or Foe Esports picking up the Elder Dragon.
Oh, Street Smurf is teleporting back in. The Ornhorn is almost back up, maybe up in time before this dragon is dead.
Both both junglers are level 15, so it will be a proper smite fight.
This game is not disappointing. Notably there, again, ProDH just has not been able to find any footholds in these fights. Barely got the ult off and then
Beanjar on the flank looking for Neko here. Neko potentially going down, doesn't opt for the Bola route. Neko walking back through them. Weird, maybe a potential disconnect or right click on the minimap. Pretty weird. And
it didn't matter if Neko ran because she was...
Oh, big shockwave hits! Hits Evolved Noob's Victor. I'm having trouble speaking today. And instead, Street Smurf is still full HP, not even close to dead. Chris Sunga takes a ton of damage from Beanjar's Rengar. We don't even have to look at Street Smurf in the background to know he's probably wailing on a squishy. Yep, once he's half HP, he is eventually not, I'm wrong, he's not going down because he still has Steric's Gauge. He finally does go down, and Raptor comes out at full HP. And now we're left to wonder, does FRF go for the Elder Soul, the Elder Dragon, or do they just push to the end?
Beanjar gonna go solo Baron? That looks like what he's doing.
Well,
they will have Baron buff and Elder buff, probably still before the Ornn has respawned. Oh, you gotta feel a little bad for Street Smurf here, though. He has taken so much damage this game and just done so much work, and it might
trying
still not
really
be enough.
hard. He's trying really hard. I will give him that. Beanjar is basically soloing the Drake.
Oh yeah, I mean, objectives these days are an absolute joke. I feel like the Nami can probably
there's a
solo
lot
this
of
Baron.
Omniband coming through from this Rengar's build. I think it's more the build and less objective itself.
I was in a game the other day where my teammate was playing Yone and was able to solo Baron just by clicking on the Baron, then he literally left his computer and came back like 30 seconds later and had soloed it.
Nice. Well, that chip build is on lifesteal too. I think it's more lifesteal being a little overtuned than the objective being too weak.
Though FOF, after getting this Baron buff and Elder Soul, is really taking their time to get back out here, giving Team Mid the chance to potentially find one more fight and get back into this game.
They just need to walk down mid as 5. There's almost no way you lose a team fight with Baron and with Elder. It's just so much effective stats. There's pretty much no way you can lose. You also have a gold lead. Come on, guys. You should know this. And you have Soul to get even tanky.
Well, I guess they knew they could get the pick on Evolved Noob. That's not good for Team Mid.
Yeah, that's quite bad. That's their main wave clear bot gone.
And 40 seconds until he is back up. It seems. I mean, again, the Sherigan deciding to recall, and we'll see. I mean, FOF is really taking their time closing this game out.
It is slowing to a crawl after the insane events of this early and mid game. You have to hope that they just group as 5 and push, because it doesn't seem like they're doing that so far.
Yeah, I mean, I guess trying to dive into the Ornn and Thresh is...
They don't even need to dive. They just need to siege. They have Orianna.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that this is the real weakness of not having an AD carry, is that it's really risky for you to walk up and hit this Beast Tower.
Yeah, I mean, this is the moment when, like, the Caitlyn from last game would be very useful.
Exactly. Super good at sieging.
But they're opting for the 1-3-1 instead, which they've finally just now actually gotten engaged. Which I would love to see Street Smurf just look to start a fight mid lane. Probably not going for the Rengar because he can just ult out.
Oh, they just totally left mid unprotected. No one's there. Mid tower should just die.
Yeah, I feel like Ornn has to start something here, otherwise they're just gonna bleed objectives and slowly lose the game.
And Sherigan's built a pretty large minion wave top, so I think top tower is going to be the next place they look to defend. But it's such a fat minion wave that it could still be pretty challenging to keep it alive. Okay, Sherigan actually taking a while to kill for these guys. Oh, Raptor goes in. Sherigan ults Street Smurf. Actually, he ults the Thresh, which is probably the least important person in this fight.
Remember, Elder
Sherigan
execute.
totally whiffing. Nobody... Elder is actually down on these guys. Only a 2.5 minute long buff, and it is past that. So neither team gonna actually successfully siege, and only 3 towers go down with the double uber buffs. We're still in this one, Lionheart.
Yeah, no inhibs either. This is... I mean, they're buying enough time for the Samir to become useful. Not a huge fan of Proteage. I don't know. Maybe Infinity Edge is the right buy here for Proteage. It is 3 other crit items in the build. Again, the Bloodthirster feels so good on Samira.
Yeah, that's true as well. I think if he's not building last item Bloodthirster, then we can start hitting him with some question mark pings. But this game has been a battle.
Yeah, we're at 43 minutes with no end in sight. At this point, like, if FOF can't end with Baron and Elder and a pick on the mid laner, I don't know how they could possibly win this game now.
Yeah, I don't know how this comp can end, if I'm being honest. They're too short range.
And I don't know how long ago, but Beanjar is now full build, so he's not getting any stronger.
Yep. He is capped out. Although he is late game Rengar, so he doesn't really need to get any stronger.
Okay, so we have second Elder coming up here, and I don't know exactly how long, less than a minute. So maybe
second
this
Elder
will
is
be
no
the fight.
longer buff. Second Elder used to be like way insane. It is now just the same as your first Elder.
Yes. I remember, yeah, second Elder used to be pretty absurd. Well, yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Last time, at the last Elder fight, Street Smurf's Ornn did not have the greatest ult. Oh no. Oh,
okay. Fight potentially happening here. Beanjar maybe going down. That's so big. Oh no, that could... Is this the game for Team Mid? Can they just push to end without Beanjar alive? It's a 3v5. Sherigan actually managing to deal a ton of DPS anyway. That is a fair and balanced champion right there. Even though he had such a disastrous early game, he is still managing to be able to just totally 1v4 the entire comp of Team Mid. Proteage is still here, still full HP.
Victor can teleport back in.
Guardian Angel up, and there's a teleport available from the Victor as well.
Woo!
Nobody's killing the Proteage. Raptor's ult is down. He's got to get out of here or he's just going to die. And Sherigan's going to go down as well. Is this the game for Team Mid?
With ProDH going down, probably not. Let's see, is anyone coming back up? Rengar might be able to get to this dragon before it dies. I don't know, Evolved Noob is doing a lot of damage to it. I guess that his autos with that mana immune actually hurt more than you'd expect. Wait, it says now he doesn't have... He sold mana immune and just as a tier now on Evolved Noob? When did that happen?
Did he have the Manamune?
Yeah, he had the full Manamune at some point. Oh, like I mentioned in the last game though, catching people backing in pit. No, Street Smurf gets out.
Yeah, with
All
this
right.
Elder on the Evolved Noob Victor, it's going to be pretty difficult for FOF to feasibly win a team fight. Zonia's is also up on him, so oh no, he was trying to give it to the Nami and then he crit it for 2,000.
Just Rengar things. They are starting this Baron without their jungler there, though X-Echo is running out as fast as she can. The danger for FOF, if they do give over this Baron, is Team Mid actually can siege.
Yeah, Team Mid has an actual team composition, this is about when a comp diff really starts showing its ugly head. When it's so late that individual strength no longer matters, because everybody's built anyway. Yeah, that's probably it. Sue got picked, Sherrigan also gonna die, and I believe this is game.
Oh, don't go to Baron, just end. You don't need Baron. Okay, they're going Baron. It's fine. Oh, now they're gonna let Raptor have an opportunity to steal. I think they should just push down mid. And Beanjar's probably gonna trade an inhib here.
Okay, Raptor almost got that one, for what it's worth.
Yeah, well, but he died for it. Oh, nice. ProDH.
Beanjar!
Orianna.
Not able to end the game.
Yeah,
Oh, no ult either. Uh-oh.
okay, that has to be the game, right?
These are full minute-long death timers. This has to be the game.
For both, yeah, the two most important people on FOF. They don't have minion waves. I don't know why. Oh yeah, there is a wave bot. Okay. And they do have the dragon. The Baron. I don't know how much longer on dragon. Probably not too much more time on it. Looks like the buff may have actually already dropped off. But ProDH finally has actually
Dealing
gotten to
damage.
show some Samira, yeah, actually dealing damage here in these final 5 minutes of the game.
And it does seem that Team Mid is tracking this Nexus for FOF. Really close game that should not have been this close, but the game is going to end despite FOF's best efforts. Eventually, having no AD carry means you can't siege, so that's going to be game for Team Mid. And we're going to see Team Mid going into the semifinals against Team Top.
Shout out
Excuse me,
to...
against Team Bottom. Team Top plays the other one.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Beanjar Rengar. Absolutely getting a ton of work done there. Honestly, 1Week's Orianna for most of that game being a lot more useful than the Victor from Team Mid, you'd think. Yeah, look at those damage charts.
That's fair. Orange should deal that much damage.
I mean, that was...
Tank, assassin, mage, hybrid.
Street Smurf was the pillar on which all of Team Mid was hung.
Team Mid won off of Street Smurf.
I don't know if I've ever seen an Orin carry quite that hard.
Most damage. Can we see Orin's damage taken and his self-mitigated damage?
I bet the self-mitigated stat is going to be quite high. Yep.
146,000 damage?
Yeah, that's a lot of damage for those who might not know how big of a number 6 digits is.
That is an insane amount of damage taken, and that is a tragedy for FOF esports, but a really fun game to watch. A little bit of hard game to cast, but the Tigerheart and I believe I'm signing off, but he will be on for the next game. So
I actually think I'm also getting kicked off since the FOF guys want to cast as well. This has been a blast.
Fair. It's been real fun. I was struggling with my words today, so I hope I did fine. But I will
blame him in chat.
Y'all later. Have a great weekend.